Hey, Max here. So we have Mike Schmidt as a new pack card, and he's got pretty good attributes. The only issue is the contact versus righty. He does have 57 speed. I can duck down a little bit. 57 speed is all right. You know, it's obviously not anything great. First base, shortstop, secondary on this card. It's actually, you know what, very competitive with the other cards that we just recently got out of the new program. So, the Future Stars program. So anyways, card not bad whatsoever. 95 overall. We are definitely not going to be pulling for it. It's down to 32k already. I'll probably do a video here in the short term future where I go ahead and pull all of my packs that I've gotten from just playing the game for a little bit, get the program, some of the event stuff, talk about events. Let's go ahead and go through the event right here. So the event rewards, obviously we get the event rewind stuff, keeping the event cards low long term because SDS has turned into EA and they hate investors. David Ortiz here, 101 contact right and 113 power right. A little bit worse against lefties, no speed. He's got 10 of it, as you see. Maybe I should just like move myself. Let's just move and groove out of there. We'll have to move back down when we see pitcher, but defense, not anything good. Ortiz has got a pretty good bat. Obviously not as good as the Ortiz card we got to the beginning of last year. I think that was last year, right? Yeah, that was last year. It's crazy. The problem with Ortiz is that there's so much competition at first base right now. Is he going to be a breakthrough, or is he just going to be a bench bat? If you're a Red Sox fan, might be that dude, or Twins, obviously, since they had him pre-steroids and he wasn't as good. But you could get on your theme team there too. I just triggered a lot of Bostonites, and I'm here for that. Carlos Correa here, 68 speed, good arm, fielding solid. Contact right, power right, good. So he's got like the reverse splits, which I do enjoy a little bit more than the other way around, since you have the platoon advantage against lefties. But overall, this card, just want to make sure he doesn't have like a wait, pressure cooker's active, right? I think pressure cooker is an active quirk. What's his? Does he have quirks? Pressure cooker, better performance. No, I don't think that's active. That just describes the clutch. It feels like it might be active though. I don't know. Anyways, we get an always intense pack choice 2 in the event. That is huge. 20 wins for that. Like those are like 50,000 stub cards or something. Not 100,000 for Glavin. So that's this. If you get a top round in this one, this is an absolutely like insane pack. Obviously the low round, only 12k, not that big of a deal, but if you can get that 1 out of 5 shot, the 20% chance at 100,000 stubs, that is huge. And you get another one at this level for about 50k. Yeah, it looks like these ones are 50k, which is always, it's crazy. Always Intense 2 isn't nearly as intense as Always Intense 1, and then a bunch of packs if you ended up going to 50 wins. Now, what's in the event? Monthly awards, Tops Now, Future Stars, and Live Series. So Future Stars, I don't think they'll go up in price that much due to the event, but I think there's always nice having some demand for old cards. It looks like it's pretty, it's Randy free since 2023 or 2022, but overall it's not that restrictive outside of obviously the legends and some of the other collections. So I think it's going to be a pretty decent event. Since we won't have to face Randy every other game, that alone is going to make it improve. Like I really like events that have a lot of roster options, except for the ones that everyone just spams Randy in now. All right, through the new program, the other program, monthly awards. What are the cards that we have here? Let's go ahead and look at Liberator. It is a collect first career win and scoreless starts. Force sinker, dude, sweeping curve at 73. Okay, I don't mind it. Circle change, slider. Accuracies are okay, except for the circle change and slider. The par is going to be a little big there. The break on that sweeping curve, wow. That looks like it's going to be a phenomenal, go ahead and guess what this is ending up. So I don't like, sweeping curves are incredible as long as you don't throw them too much. If somebody can, you can really tell what a sweeping curve looks like out of the hand. But like the first few times you're going to see it in a game, you'll be like, oh my God, I don't know where that's ending up. It's so slow. It breaks so much. So I do really like sweeping curves this year, but it's not something that you can reliably rely on like a slider or something or a sinker. So that card, might be a pretty decent starting pitcher here. Then we got the Jake Berger for the contact left and power left. Contact right, I guess at higher difficulties ain't the greatest. What's a better place to put it? Right here, maybe? Nah, I don't know. I don't know where to put myself. Maybe I'll just shrink it down. Yeah, there it is. We're gonna be small boy today. Yeah, overall a very solid card here. Kyle Farmer, a righty bat that doesn't hit righties very well. A catcher though. A catcher is interesting. Good platoon. Maybe a platoon with like Joe Mauer if you don't want to do Adley. We got the Trent Grisham here. Trent's generally got a pretty good swing. I remember everybody's kind of loved Trent Grisham in previous years. Now this year's obviously swings are different from year to year a little bit, from card to card. Attributes play a little bit different, but Trent Grisham a solid like 5 tool-ish, maybe 4.5 tool-ish. I don't know, maybe not, but you know, it's tough to with the crazy cards this year and defense in the outfield not mattering as much. It feels like it's tough to really put in good fielders there that are like worse at hitting. I'd rather just hit dingers. Clay Holmes quirks. He does have outlier on his sinker. I think no changeup kind of hurts this card though. I'm gonna say this could have been better. That's tough. Clay Holmes, so a changeup, please, going forward. So this is you know what? It's a former Pirate, so we'll always take former Pirates on the squad, right? Because our bullpen's pretty rough. So Clay Holmes, nice sinker, slider, curve combo. I really like the differentials, right? The sinker's gonna be like 98. Sometimes really you know, speeding up bats, and then your slider's gonna come out at 84 and be a little slower. So that ain't too bad, Clay Holmes. We then have Dansby Swanson here, a right-handed shortstop that can play the other middle infield position and third base. I'm gonna say it's not that good. Dalton. All these are new. Dalton Varsho. I think he's solid. He's a catcher. Really nice. Cole Calhoun. Ooh. It's decent. Really slow, though. So, I don't know. Really big hole against lefties that I don't love. Sinker Circle Cutter 12. This is not a bad. I'd like prefer like a slider on top of that. I really do enjoy the slider pitch this year. Martin Perez. Yeah, not a bad. Another good lefty added to the squadron of lefties, but I don't think he's got enough velocity to see a lot of starting rotations there for that sinker. And then a closing pitcher with 115 per 9. He throws 99, which could broach over 100 easy, which does. Slider 12 and a circle. That ain't bad. I like the control on the slider. The circle's kind of brutal, though. You're going to hang that circle quite a bit, and it's not got much movement. Yeah, I like. I'll have to see their arm angles in action, but just based off the stuff alone, he looks fine. I think definitely fine. The thing is, like, we don't have a lot of relievers. That's why my cap is a reliever, because we don't have a whole lot of like great righty relievers here. There's another one, big dog pack option. So this will, I don't know. Those prices are already kind of low. 93 overall, so a little bit higher. Jose Altuve with a small strike zone. Some guys hit well with small strike zone, other guys don't. He's a pretty well balanced second baseman if you can get over the fact that you want to puke every time he's at bat. Plus, people will probably bean him a little bit too, right? Like Jose Altuve, don't underrate the fact that people hate him and they might actually just throw the ball at his head and they're giving you a free base. Pete Alonso here, that's pretty nice power, right? 111. The problem, power righty is 90 only. He's got another nice swing from my memory. I haven't really used Pete Alonso card very much this year at all. But he is again in competition with like the most stuffed position in the entire game. And then Tariq here, 97 hits per 9 with a sinker, change, curve, slider. I like this curve is slow. There is a decent differential between a sinker and circle too. Like the more differential between those two pitches, the better. I feel like the ones that you can really like. It's very hard to adapt at like a differential, especially around like 20 miles per hour. It's insane. But this is about 12 miles per hour, sometimes a little bit more. Okay, I think another good lefty starter like this. I know, obviously there's been like these guys definitely deserve it, right? When we talk about Perez and the new 93 overall Scooble, it's great, but man, I hate the lefty meta. Give me some righties, please. This sucks. Okay. It's back to the same thing. We've seen Jin Rice before. I'll just show it up briefly. We've used them in BR. I think I got a video on my YouTube channel here about it. Rafael Devers. Yeah, like I don't know, dude. Great lefty bat. maybe it's just me, because I see people in my comment section like, oh man, I face a majority righties. I'm like, what are you doing? Maybe people just target me when I'm streaming and then boot up lefties. It's just because they know I hate it so much. Maybe that's just what happens against me. So like people know how much I despise going against them every single freaking game. So like I just get like memed on with them. But like this card right here, not that great power versus lefty. He plays corner infield, which is a very stacked position if you have a God Squad. If you don't have a God Squad, this is a very good third baseman. The issue is, do you want to platoon him? 110 contact makes me think the answer is like no-ish against lefties. But man, I don't know. Devers could have been a lot better. If that power versus lefty was like in the 90s, I'd be a little bit more Craigasming here. A good defender. Big W against righties though, right? I think like if you throw him around, like if you put like Castellanos behind him, if they try to throw a lefty to Devers, like okay, whatever, you can maybe scrap out a hit there, drive one the other way. Although he's a pull swing, which I do love pull swings, right? Everybody's been raving about Devers since the beginning of the year when his 90 overall has been like on everybody's rosters. Like the pull swing on him is incredible against righties, and then match up with like Castellanos or another one of those guys that are like just lefty killers right on his back, then you'll have a little fun there, a little protection behind Devers. But anyways, this card not gonna beat Brett, but he is probably the, what do you think? Do I like him? I don't like him more than Pujols. I really don't. He is free though, right? It's a grind and a half. I really do wish they kind of change up the monthly program going forward. It is very annoying, the fact that it's so hard to grind. It takes so long to grind. If you guys took the 10 hours to grind last monthlies. Or, I mean, you can always just sell your cards for a profit for like probably around 200K. I actually don't know what they are right now versus what they will be. A lot of these won't even be on the market yet. But, yeah, so they're not even on the market yet. But they'll get there soonish. Buying for 15, 12, 15. This is actually a pretty big deal if you end up buying for these prices. I'm guessing in like a few minutes they will go up over 20. I said I wanted third baseman. Yeah, so overall, third base, where does Devers kind of fit into the rankings? Mike Schmidt's 22. I'll buy it 23,006. Sure, we'll see if I can get one at that price. Oh, I just overshot it by a little bit. But overall, as for best third baseman, is he better than Batty? I'd say yes. He's definitely better than this card. Better than here. I think he's better than all these cards on the block. Better than Schmidt. Just do the contact versus right at higher difficulties. I don't know. At lower difficulties, I don't know. It depends on how well Schmidt swings it this year versus previous years. We also have a lot of shortstops in the new program that play third base. I think just off the top of my head, I want to say the new free card is the third best third baseman in the game right now, which is a great place to be. Yeah, you don't hate to see that at all. Who would even compete? Foscue could be argued better than him, I would say. Morgan. Some people like Morgan. I don't really like Morgan cards. Brock Holt, just for the name alone. Yeah. Overall, I think Devers. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think he's better than Pujols or not? I still think Pujols is like got no holes, and he's got a really sweet swing and a right-handed bat against what I face, which is almost a ton of Randys, a ton of lefties on the mound, and now we're still getting lefties being dropped from time to time. Bryce, I've faced Keuchel a bunch. Yeah, and then I guess the new starter is a righty, the new best starter in the game. I forgot his name, Miller. Or whatever it is, righty. So that'll help balance it out. Anyways, that's the video, right? Is there anything else we want to go through for the video collections? Anything added in here to my knowledge? We went through the event. We went through the headliner. Yeah, I think like it's weird that they made the event not add to any of these things to make it easier to complete George Brett, right? They did that obviously on purpose. But you know what? It's not that big of a deal because guess what? We get to use them in the event, which I think is kind of cool. We get to use the event cards in the event, which is nice. Something I hate. I hate not being able to use the event cards in the event once I've earned them because there's more rewards afterwards. But anyways, that's it for the video. Player updates Friday. We see that on the schedule on the 10th. And then on the Friday, we'll end up getting a new player attribute upgrade, downgrade, and a new schedule itself. So we'll go over it then. All right, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching Call to Action. I will see you tomorrow.